Hey folks, it's Kary Oberbrunner, and I have with me all the way from Scotland, Maureen Sharphouse. How you doing today, Maureen?
Absolutely amazing, and just thrilled to be here. Absolutely thrilled to get this far. So thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
I'll tell you what, I want to tell people why they should listen in. Number one, you're an awesome person. You've challenged me, you've inspired me to dream bigger and think deeper. But number two, you have this illness that has tried to take you out. And you said, forget it. I'm going over the top and I'm going to overcome this thing. And you have put all these words into a book called Unhackable Soul. Why don't you hold that book up in front of your face? There you go,
Oh,
Unhackable
here we
Soul.
go.
I love it. And this is how long has this book been inside you?
Oh my goodness, Carrie. Do you know, as a child, I dreamt of reading a book, writing a book. But this book is probably about 7 years in the doing. I started 7 years ago writing a book, and I spent 2 years writing it.
Mm.
And I parked it and walked away because it just didn't feel right. It didn't flow with me. It just wasn't in alignment. And, I thought the bravest thing I can do is actually shut the door on it and go, that's
Wow.
not the message I'm being called to share.
Mm.
And then I started to rewrite again. And I went about 18 months writing a book. And again, it was like fitting a square thing in a round hole and thinking, this still doesn't feel right. And I really had, again, just to step back and really allow myself to really connect with who I truly am inside and
Mm.
answer that what was calling me to write and go with the flow. And that's really, when I stopped trying to force it, when I stopped trying to think about my message and allowed myself just to sit at ease and allow myself to write what just flowed, that's when it started to happen. And, before I even talk about my book, Kary, I just want to say thank you to you
Mm.
because you believed in me, and you always have. And I think, you took this risk. You didn't know me. We're at opposite ends of the world. I'm in Scotland, you're in the States. You didn't know who I was. And, when I sort of came to you about writing a book and putting my initial book proposal, and all along it's just been this real belief and
Mm.
support. And I want to thank you for the opportunity and the belief. But also, it kind of got a bit more interesting, didn't it, as we went along? Because initially, my book was going to be called Soul Alive.
Mm.
And as I was writing it, you published your own book, Unhackable, and it went to, what was it, USA Today and bestseller?
And
Um,
USA and Wall Street, yeah, very
yeah,
cool.
yeah. And this opportunity, and I thought, do you know what? This unhackable word is really resonating with me. It
Mm.
sums me up to the T, Unhackable Soul. It was the perfect title for my book. And also, your book was in this 30-day format of taking people from a journey from here to there. And
Yes.
I was writing my book in this similar format. And I think I was about on day 21 at that stage. And when we approached you about, can I write an unhackable book based on the same 30-day format? And
Yes.
yeah, you gave me the opportunity, and I want to thank you for that. And, to actually put that trust in me, to
Mm.
allow me to use the unhackable and to allow me to go down the 30-day format. But still, it's my story, it's my book.
It
So yeah, so I think a big shout out to you first for believing in me, for trusting this lady at the other side of the globe and agreeing to be my publisher. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you what, you have a special place in my heart because you are the very first published unhackable book.
Yeah.
And we only accept 30, and we have other people that have lined up. But as you know, I haven't told you this, but my grandmother had MS, multiple
Yeah.
sclerosis, and she passed years ago, but I saw the physical challenges that she had. And then when I
Mm.
started to hear your story and how you said, I'm not going to let this disease define me. I'm going to choose to be more than my diagnosis. Look, Linda said, you're the most inspirational person she's ever met. See, you have this effect. You have Ken from England. You have Ricky from Texas. You have New Jersey now. You got to see all these people. You have Sarah.
Fantastic.
Sarah,
Fantastic.
yeah, you know Sarah. Where is Sarah from?
Yeah, Sarah. Thank you. Thank you.
She's on fire. You got
Karen.
Karen.
Karen as well. Yeah,
right.
Karen. Thank you for your support. It's great to see you here. It's great to see you here.
So take us. Listen, we're going to give away a ton of prizes today. You're even going to give away one of your courses, which is worth several $100s. It's based off the book.
Yeah, I mean, the course is based on my book. It's to take people that bit deeper. You know, it's like I feel I'm birthing triplets, Kary, because the book, here's the book, which I've been in here so long getting it out. But at the same time, I've gone for the course to take people deeper. And I also went for the brand new website as well, with loads of free resources for people with pain and illness. And I
what is that?
It's MaureenSharphouse.com. MaureenSharphouse.com. And on the Get Inspired page, there are loads of free resources. There's meditation audios. There's downloadable PDFs with living well with chronic pain and illness tips, best life living tips. I really want to help people at a real level of being able to, you know, wherever they are in their journey with pain and illness, that they can actually access tools and resources, you know, whether it's the book, whether it's the course, whether it's all my free resources on the Get Inspired page. There's something for everyone. And I just, you know, I'm on a mission, and I think that sums it up. I'm on this mission, and I want to reignite the light within people who are living with pain and illness. I want to restore life to their soul. And I know how hard it is. And I know how you can get sucked down a dark pain tunnel, how you can get, you know, spiraling down this dark hole, and how you can feel so restricted, so on your own in the world of chronic pain and illness. And, you know, this book, in all honesty, is the book I wish I'd had 20 years ago. I wish I had been able to buy this book 20 years ago. And it's one of the things that's really kept me going writing the book, because, you know, there's not that much out there. You know, chronic pain and illness is such a common problem. Research shows there's 1.5 billion people in the world living with chronic pain and illness. There's about 20%, 1 in 5 people in America, people in Europe live with chronic pain and illness. And in the States, you know, that's like $300 billion lost in productivity in 1 year. So it's a very common problem. However, you can feel so on your own. And I think, you know, chronic pain is defined as pain lasting longer than 12 weeks duration, despite medical intervention, you know, medication, surgery, etc. And, you know, doctors, bless them, they want to fix you. They want to cure you. So, and if they can't fix you or cure you initially, you're left with not a lot of help from them. Because when your illness or, you know, pain becomes chronic ongoing, they haven't got those answers anymore, because they've already tried or they've already done, and they're limited in what they can do. And the result is you're very much, while you want that support from your medical professionals, it's up to you how you live your life. And it's up to you to deal with it every day. And it's up to you. And I think the big problem, the biggest challenge people have is not feeling they're on their own. Because when you get ongoing pain and illness, it erodes your spirit, it depletes your soul, it can suck the life right out of you. And it can also see your world restricting and going really small, because you find your friends and colleagues kind of disappear when you're no longer able to join in and do the things. You find that after a while, when people realize this isn't a temporary thing, this isn't just a little period of time, but this is an ongoing thing, you find you get invited less and less to go to places. And the problem is you end up really restricting your world. You start really being sucked in. It's like being a member of a secret club. And to be honest, unless you are forced to become a member of that secret club also, you haven't got a clue what's going on. And even if you do become a member of the secret club, you're usually in a different department or a different ward or a different bed, because it's only yourself who's going through it that really knows what's going on for you. So the result is your world gets small, you see restrictions and boundaries, you get very limited help from medical professionals because, this is ongoing and they can't fix or cure you. And you become in this real small world where only you know what you're going through. And you can start feeling ashamed. You can feel disappointed with yourself. You can feel disappointed with life. You can feel really guilty that you've allowed yourself illness somehow to take over or to hit you. And I think, the biggest challenge is this being on your own. And I want this book to tell people, no, you're not. You are not on your own. I get you and I understand you. And I have been where you are, and I have been down many, many dark tunnels. I have been probably lower than I would care to ever go again. But I want people to know you don't drown by falling in the water. You drown by staying there. And it's up to you. Yeah. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to be in these dark moments or, under the duvet days. That's okay. It's inevitable when you live with ongoing pain and illness. You're going to have bad days. You're going to have bad times. And I've had many of them over the years. But as you said, you don't drown by falling in the water. It's only when you stay there. And if you can really acknowledge where you are and really accept this is where I am right here, right now, and free yourself of all the judgment, whether it's good or bad for you, and just say, this is where I am. Let me face my story. Let me face my truth. Am I happy with my life as it is? Am I happy with the person I am being right here, right now, and how I'm dealing with this? And the truth is, if you don't do something different, nothing much is going to change for you. And you need to take that responsibility for it yourself. And what I share in this book is exactly the same fundamental principles that I dug myself out of my dark pit with. And they're the fundamental principles now as to how I live my life. They're deeply rooted in me. The book is in 5 modules, 5 parts and 30 days. And I've purposely written it in days because when you have pain and illness, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. Pain isn't something you can park, leave at home, and go out for the day and do something else. It's not something you can choose to leave somewhere and for it not to come with you. Pain, when it's chronic and ongoing, it becomes the dark passenger on board. It becomes the companion. And you can either fight it like Billy O, but which case it'll fight you back. Or you have to learn to go, right, okay, this is where we are. This is where we are now. How can I work with you? How can I work with my mind, my body, my spirit, my soul? How can I work with all you so that I can rise and still feel alive and live this unique legacy on earth I'm proud of? And it really is about, you have to take that ownership and go, it's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to have a bad week. And it's okay if you really rock bottom just now. But you have to start somewhere. And it's about looking at this and going, this is where I am. Am I happy with myself right here, right now? Is this the life I want? Is this the future I want? And if that future is looking pretty bleak to you, then now's the time to start doing something about it. And I think, the wonderful thing about the future is it comes a moment at a time. And, it's deal with where you are now. Deal with where you are now, one moment at a time. And the rest will unfold and take care of itself.
Awesome. Maureen, we're hearing you 100% clear. I'm a little bit sketchy with my
Yeah.
voice. I apologize. But I do want to show you Lori's comment. Look at this comment on the screen. She says, I wish I would have had this book to give my husband before 6 weeks ago. He was in so much pain and he gave up on life. I believe this would have given him hope and the ability to change. He was only 51 years old. Folks, this
Yeah.
is why I do what I do,
Yeah.
because Maureen's book is changing lives. My buddy Shaker here, his book is changing lives. And what I want people to realize is that, we're not just chatting about a book. Maureen puts in this book detailed practical steps on how to
Yeah.
overcome chronic pain. Maureen, I'm going to let you just take over the show because you got clear Wi-Fi. But tell us a little bit about your vision, because I was just on your website and I'm going to share your website again. You want to change the world, my friend, and knowing you, I think you're going to do it. So tell us a little
Yeah.
bit about vision.
Yeah. Do you know, I feel really, really called to step up in a bigger way right now. And everything that I've gone through in my life has brought me to where I am now. And I have this real deep peace, this deep contentment within me, despite severe physical challenges, which I will share as I go on. But it's about, the reason I can be like this is because I know I'm so much more than my physical body. I'm not
Mm,
my physical body. The physical body is the suit I wear while I'm here on planet Earth. It's the vehicle I operate through whilst I'm here on planet Earth. But it's not who I am. I'm so much more than my physical body. I'm so much more than that self-limiting mind. I'm the soul. I'm the spirit. I am who I am within. And I think that is this real, I want to help people with living with pain and illness see that they are so much more than their physical body. I want them to reignite that light within them, really connect with that spirit and soul they are, and allow that to shine. Because when you are well on the inside, you'll handle whatever life brings you. And despite what many mindset coaches, of which I am one, by the way, I'm a mindset coach, but many of them teach, and many mind gurus teach that, the mind-body connection is so impactful that you can have full physical healing. You will hear a lot about, get your brain in the right place, get rid of trauma that's happened in your past, start thinking more positively, start eating better or doing exercise, and you'll be fixed or cured. And actually, people, I'm being very real here by being the voice that's saying to you, actually, physical functional healing is not always possible.
mm.
And I think, that message has not been getting clearly voiced. And it can make people feel very ashamed and guilty when they fail to improve their health or fix or cure themselves. And I think, we have to accept our physical body is our physical body. It's the suit we wear. It can become aged. It can deteriorate. It can be injured. It can, all these things can happen to a physical body. And with the best will in the world, no amount of positive thinking is going to fix it as new again for many, many people. But whilst, and my book does not offer a promise of full physical healing. And I think, that is important for people to know. I am not sitting here saying, follow my 30-day principles and you're going to be cured or fixed, or, suddenly you're going to get this full physical healing. Now, what I am saying to you is if you can get the rest of you emotionally, mentally, spiritually in the right place, then your natural body's healing mechanisms are going to have their best chance. And sometimes your healing is about healing at a soul level. It's about soul wellness, about really embracing the truth of who you are and what you are, and allowing yourself to really connect with that. And if you're feeling well and alive on the inside, you will handle whatever life throws at you. And it doesn't mean you're not going to have those dark moments. It doesn't mean you're not going to plummet. Believe you me, I do it. I still do it. So, I want to be real with people. I'm not sitting here going, Fox, I've got all the answers. And do you know, I have amazing days. I have some really, really hard times, really hard times. But the difference is, I know it's okay not to be okay, but I don't want to stay there. I have the tools and the resources. I can sink deep within. I can reconnect with the soul and spirit within me. I can access that safe, deep place within me that is so safe, so secure, that from there, I can breathe with this moment. I can live with this moment. I can move through and with my pain. And everything, the beauty of it is that every moment passes. And it's the beauty and, the rough thing in life, that every moment passes, the good and the bad. And life is so, so precious. And, it's the one thing that is permanent, is impermanence in this world. We all have our birth date. We all have our death date. And that little dash in between on the tombstone, that's the bit that's important. What we do with it, dash in between. And a lot of people in that dash in between spend half of it looking back on their past, grieving for the person they were before they got ill, or beating themselves up over something that happened that maybe caused their injury or illness. They spend half of that dash in between worrying about the bleak future and seeing the bleak future ahead and worrying about it. And actually, the only place life is now. And if you can actually go, I'm not the person that I was yesterday, last month, last year, 5 years ago. I am the person I'm now. I do not need to worry about my future because it's not here yet. And all I need to do is live in this moment I'm in now and move with this moment, one next best step at a time. And know that even in my most difficult and severest pain flares, that this moment I am in right here, right now will pass. And that I will get through it and I will come out the other end. And do you know, I'll share it with you. I have this little bird on my desk, which sits on my office desk all the time. And this is to remind me that no matter how dark the night, the birds always sing in the morning. And that is, hang on to that, folks. If you get stuck in that place of consumed with severe pain or consumed with the challenges that living with illness bring, if you can hang on to this, well, no matter how dark the night, the birds still sing in the morning, can still choose to sing in the morning.
Wow.
And I think, you need to always remind yourself you have a choice. The 90-10 rule, they say 10% is what happened to you in life. 90% is how you deal with it.
Right.
And you have that choice. And with the best will in the world, focusing on your pain and illness will only bring you more feelings of pain and illness. If you think negative thoughts, you feel negative. If you want to feel better about yourself, you're going to have to start thinking happier thoughts, feeling happier thoughts, allowing more of the joy back into your life, and doing more of the things that spark the joy, feed your soul, feed your spirit, enliven your spirit, and do less of the things that deplete from that.
That's good.
And that is it, and having pain and illness does not mean that you cannot be happy, that you are not allowed to laugh anymore, that you are not allowed to have joy in your life anymore. And it can work against us, Kary. I cover this an awful lot because I probably look well. I am, very thin and lots of very muscles, but, on this bit here, it looks okay. Yeah. And I look well and I have a smile on my face because I am genuinely on the inside have a deep peace. But it can work against you because people don't realize what you're going through, and it can stop you getting the level of help and support you both deserve and need. But that isn't a reason to fall victim to it. You know, it's not a reason
Wow.
to suddenly go, oh my goodness, you know, if I want the help and the support from the doctors and the family and all these people to do what I need to do, I need to be, woe is me, I'm not well. No, you know, that is not going to serve you well. You have this, life is so, so precious and it's short. You know, my own father died. He was only 59 years old when he died. And leading up to his death, he was always talking about when I retire. And he planned to retire at 60. And he had everything worked out financially and everything. When I retire, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. When I retire, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. He got cancer at 59 and died within a few months. So never made the retirement.
Wow.
And his final words to me were that life is precious, life is short, and you have to make the most of it. And, you know,
That's so good.
Yeah. And at the time, I kind of took the words on board, but never fully honored them because I got caught up in my own grief. I got caught up in my own health issues because I haven't actually had a day free in 35 years of pain.
You haven't had a pain-free day in 35 years.
No,
I want people to hear that. Wow.
absolutely not. I have had 35, almost 36 years now. And of living with chronic pain, living with severe neurological issues, of having something where, you know, there is no cure, there is no fix, of being consumed in dark tunnels, of relying on carers to bathe and dress me. I've had, you know, bowel surgeries, I've had all sorts of things done. But I have really homed in on this, life is precious. And if you see the preciousness of the gift we've been given of life on earth, and if you connect with the preciousness of who you are, because we are all these unique, beautiful souls and spirits. And if you allow yourself to connect with that and the preciousness of the gift of life you've been given, and allow yourself to be really open to this support of a higher power, of I've got a unique role on this earth to fulfill, then life can be really rewarding and fulfilling despite all the physical challenges that living with illness and pain present. And
I love it.
yeah, and you know, it really is. You know, I always think, you know, every morning I wake up, my first thing I think is, well, I'm still here, so my job on earth is not yet done.
That's right.
Yeah, and I just think, you know, every day it's like, well, wait a minute, I'm still here, so I'm meant to be here. So I still have a role to play and a purpose here.
Wow.
And I do believe that when we've fulfilled our unique purpose, we're called home.
Yep.
But yeah, I've still got a big role. I feel I'm just kind of starting
I
out now.
do.
At the age of 65, 66 this year, I feel I'm just beginning to go, just beginning to start
Absolutely.
out.
Well,
Yeah.
you might not even be halfway there, you know?
No.
So
Yeah,
so
a bit of work. Yeah. So I've just spotted Louise's comment. I've just spotted one of the comments. Must be 25 years since we met. Yeah. Louise is a fellow chronic pain warrior and somebody I have highly respect and love.
Well,
Yeah.
what I want to do, Maureen, is I want to land the plane here, and by that I mean you are just launching this thing today. And Andrea, who's one of the tribe members, says, Maureen, I have struggled with chronic pain for years. I wholeheartedly agree. You are an inspiration. Your honesty is refreshing. That's probably the comment that I've heard most today, Maureen, is that people are saying they're not hearing this from other people. They're not hearing this from medical professionals. No one wants to say, you know what, you're never going to be cured. We don't even want to accept that. But you're
No.
saying that if that's true, it's true. But what I can control, I'm going to control. And that's what your book is about. It's about controlling those things you can control, right?
And again, it's not, you know, if you think about pain and illness, it can be a bit like a steamroller or a car running out control, constantly squashing you down, flattening. So if you lie down and give in to it, It will constantly just push you down.
Yep.
And what you have to do is kind of think, well, do you know what? Okay, I hear you. Let me come on board with you. You climb in the car, you say, right, I'm going to listen to you, but you move into the passenger seat, please, because I'm actually going to be the one driving. And we'll go on this journey together. And yeah, I'll listen to you because I'm going to ask you what you need best from me and what you need from me to help you keep me as comfortable as possible. But I'm going to be the one that takes the drive. See, together we'll go on a scenic journey and make it as rewarding and fulfilling as we possibly can.
That's good.
And so, yeah, and I think you are absolutely right that no one else is being brave enough probably to say, look, guys, there may not be a cure for you. You may well have to live your life with pain and illness. But you know what? That's been real. And that has been real. And that's where, I want people to be really clear on that, I am not jumping on the bandwagon saying, fix, cure you, heal you. Positive thinking is going to fix everything. Yes, it makes a huge difference. What you feed your mind is so important and impactful. And you have to, if you're feeding negative thoughts and negative messages, you are going to have negative feelings. It will impact how you act. It will impact the outcome you get. And with the best will in the world, negative thinking is never going to bring about a positive life. What you think impacts how you feel, impacts what you do, and impacts the outcome you get. And you have to redirect your thoughts, because when you get consumed in pain and illness, you can get quite complacent, and you can get quite consumed in your own discomfort. And everything you read or hear, it's negative, negative, negative. I went through a stage in my life many years ago when I kind of hit rock bottom, and I was so consumed with the illness. Nobody really ever spoke to me about anything apart from my pain. The only people I saw were doctors and carers and health professionals, and all the conversation was around pain. And even you go to the hospital and it's pain clinic, or, and everything was feeding. And the more you feed your mind thoughts of pain, thoughts of disability, thoughts of illness, that's the world you stay in. And it's so easy to kind of home in on, I don't want to feel stressed. But actually, as soon as you say that, your brain homes in on the word stress so it can understand what you mean. So you have to start going, I want to feel relaxed. And that's totally different. It's I want to feel relaxed, or I don't want to feel stressed. What you want is and the same as, the language you used, those I am and I have are two of the most powerful words. They're the most powerful words you can ever use, especially when you attach yourself to what comes after them. So if you go, I am disabled, I have a debilitating health condition, that's that you're identifying with that, and you're keeping it very much attached to yourself. And it's very easy to be going, I would love to come for coffee, but I'm too tired. I would love to come to the wedding, but I've no energy. Now, what I would like to say to people is it's time to flip your butt. Instead of, I would love to come to the wedding, but I'm too tired. Go, well, I'm tired, but I would love to come to the wedding.
Oh, that's
cool.
If
you just flip the butt round, that butt negates the first part of the sentence that just went before it. So, it's like, I want to go swimming, but I'm too tired. Well, I'm tired, but I want to go swimming.
That's good.
And then, the little words up until now,
yes,
that they're amazing. I'm sure that they're familiar to you too. I think I've heard you talk about that as well. And you can say, oh, I can't do that because, or I'm too tired, but and if you just put the little words in, up until now, I haven't been able to do that. Up until now, I haven't been very good at self-care. Up until now, I haven't been very good at pacing. And as soon as you put those up until now words in the beginning, it's
creating a new future.
It opens the doorway to fresh possibilities. It opens the doorway for your mind to let something else in.
Yes.
And so, our mind-body connection is hugely impactful. You really do have to understand the power of words, the power of what you're feeding with yourself, both at a conscious and subconscious level.
Yep.
I mean, there is nothing in my office here that says anything about pain or illness. I have pictures on the wall of soaring birds, a goldfish jumping out of a bowl into another one. I have all sorts of motivational quotes around me, and everything that's feeding and nourishing. And if you start really looking at feeding and nourishing yourself at a holistic level, so yes, think about your physical stuff. You need to look after your nutrition, you need to try and get sleep, you need to exercise as you can. But also you need to think about, what does my soul need? What does my spirit need? What does my mind need? And instead of going, what do I need? You need to speak to your body, mind, spirit, soul and say, what do you need from me? How can I help you best so that you can work with me to allow me to feel more ease and comfort? And there's a huge, huge difference between getting into your head and your ego going, what do I need?
Yes.
And actually going, wait a minute, what do you need from me?
Wow.
What do you need so that I can help you, help me to get in the best place we possibly can and live a fulfilling life? And if you listen and create space and stillness to listen and to ask, you will receive. And, we have the answers within us to be able to live a fulfilling life. But if we don't create space and stillness, then we're not going to hear that. You get caught up in the over busyness of life. You get caught up in the doom and gloom stories of pain and illness. And pain and illness itself consumes you and is exhausting.
Well, I mean, what I love about you is that you are the example of someone who shifted from victim, the world happens to me, to victor, I happen to the world. The team just shot me some names, so we got to give away the prizes. And then, folks, one of the people, I think Lynn said it best. She said, "This is the start of a movement." So, I mean, you know, I know we're not going to get it all out today, but you have a course, you have a workshop, you have a book, you have teaching, you have training. We're launching you at 65. And I think that should be refreshing for everybody, because there is no too late. You've been 35 years plagued with chronic pain, yet you've said, that's not my
it's not the end of the story. It's that is the key thing. It's at any point we can say, enough is enough. This is not how my story is going to end.
That's right.
And we can face the story we are in, we can rewrite it. And, our biggest fear sometimes is not about being inadequate or playing too small. It's about having that courage to step up and serve and actually going, oh my goodness, what happens if I really am here to make a difference in the world? And you have to be brave and actually go, Jess, so I really want to encourage people. You are never too old to do what you're here to do. You are never too ill, too disabled, too, debilitated, whatever, to actually still go after your dreams.
That's awesome.
You have to focus more on what you can do and let go of worrying about the things you can no longer do or are difficult.
Right. That's right.
And you just have to home in on those things, and life can be still really rewarding and good.
Hold that book up in front of your face, if you don't mind, please. Unhackable Soul. Folks, grab the book. The links are in the chat right here. We're going to give away, and then we're going to say goodbye. But we have Lynn Stewart. Do you know Lynn?
I do, actually. She is, she's my awesome daughter, actually.
So listen, look, Ricky, pick another person, because we know Lynn's going to get a copy. But here's who we have for the course. Lori Keplachuk Groves. So
Okay.
Lori, we're going to get in touch with you,
Yeah.
and we are picking another winner for the book. And then you said that everybody can go to your website and get some downloads as well.
Absolutely. I say, I'm going to give the course away, the complete lifetime access to the course. So that would be great. I
Lori,
say,
yeah,
yeah. And actually, do you know what? I'm going to give away 3 signed copies of my book. So if you can,
fantastic,
we'll put in
awesome.
3 of those. But to everybody here, head to my website, MaureenSharphouse.com, go on the Get Inspired page and
Yeah,
help yourself to free resources. There are free meditation audios there that can really help you relax, really help you get into the moment, to allow yourself to move from the pain and illness and move down more into your soul and heart space. There's PDF downloads of Living Well with Pain and Illness Tips, which is everything that I've learned over the years, and I'm still learning. There's Best Life Living Tips. There's lots of audios and resources. So, and they're free. You don't even need to give me your name and email address. They are there for you. And if you want to sign up to my newsletter and so I can keep in touch with you, that's great. But there are free resources for you on the Get Inspired page. And please join the Unhackable Souls tribe. I am going to build a tribe online. So my social media links are there as well. And I'm going to start doing some Unhackable Soul Zoom coffee chats, informal coffee chats with people, and start gathering together as a movement and a tribe. So head to my website, MaureenSharphouse.com. Reach out to me. You can email me, Maureen@MaureenSharphouse.com.
I love it.
Enjoy
Fantastic.
the book. And the course takes you a bit deeper. And
Right.
it's been really brilliant to be able to be here. And thank you for the opportunity, Kary. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And I just want to say that we are so thrilled for you on your special day. I want to thank our team, because I get a lot of times the credit, but it's really it's the team. It's Lori, it's Melissa, it's Leah, it's our amazing team of, I dare not start mentioning names. I'll forget some of them on your particular project, but we are so excited for you, Maureen, and this is just the beginning. And at 65, folks, she's crushing it. So go get her
Yeah.
book, and Ricky's going to pick names.
Please do.
Yeah,
and let me know. Let me know. So there's the course, and I'm going to give 3 copies of my book away signed as well. And I say website for lots of free resources for everybody. So
all right, my friend. Well, you take care. You have a fantastic day. Okay. We'll
well
see
do.
ya.
Thank you. Okay, take care.